Jesus Christ, you are the light of the world. The light no darkness can overcome. Stay with us now, for it is evening, and the day is almost over. Let your light scatter the darkness, and shine within your people here. Joyous light of heavenly glory, loving glow of God's own face, you who sing creation's story, shine on every land and race. Now as evening falls around us, we shall praise our songs to you. God of daybreak, God of shadows, come and light our hearts anew. In the stars that breaks the darkness, in the blazing sun of dawn, in the light of peace and wisdom, we can hear your quiet song. Love that fills the night with wonder, love that warms the weary soul, love that bursts all chains asunder, set us free and make us whole. You array the heaven's splendor, every dancing star of light. Make us shine with gentle justice, let us each reflect your light. Mighty Lord of all creation, gentle Christ who lights our way, loving Spirit of salvation, lead us on to endless day. May God be with you all, and also with you. Let us sing our thanks to God. It is right to give God thanks and praise. Blessed are you, Creator of the universe. From old you have led your people by night and day. May the light of your Christ make our darkness bright. For your word and your presence are the light of our pathways, and you are the light and life of all creation.
prayers come before you, O God, as incense, and may your presence surround and fill us, so that in union with all creation, we might sing your praise and your love in our lives. Amen.
The Better Choice, a monologue about Martha and Mary. I am Martha, and you can't have met me without also knowing my sister Mary and my brother Lazarus. We have a house here in Bethany, and Jesus was a good friend of ours. He visited us often and retreated here whenever his work took him to Jerusalem. I think he liked it here because he felt at home with us. He enjoyed our hospitality, Mary's and mine, and he had an abiding friendship with our older brother. You can't imagine how we laughed when we heard about the parable Jesus told. The one about the rich man and poor Lazarus. Laughed because our Lazarus is so well off. He's easily able to care for my sister and me, she in her untimely widowhood, and me never marrying. Our home is large and comfortable, and Lazarus keeps it looking nice. Jesus enjoyed all of this, and, not bragging, he enjoyed my cooking too. I don't suppose he got many home-cooked meals. It was one of those supper times that brought out a life lesson I'll never forget. And that's what I want to share with you. Come with me, if you will. A messenger had just brought my brother news from Jerusalem. Jesus is coming to dinner. Oh, mercy, I've so much to do. Will the disciples be with him, Lazarus? Will there be a crowd of guests? I'm sure he will be tired and hungry. Oh, Lazarus, the dinner! I've got to get it started. Mary, where are you? The master's on his way. I need your help with dinner, now! Well, Mary followed Lazarus outside and stayed for what seemed to be like an eternity, never lifting a finger to help me. I could hear the men chatting with Jesus, welcoming him to Bethany. Lazarus and a couple of village men, and I recognized Peter's voice, and then Andrew's. After a moment of hubbub, it fell silent. And I heard Jesus telling them about God's love and patience. Heaven only knows I was running out of both. I had fish frying and lamb roasting on the spit that needed turning, and I was trying to prepare a side dish of rice with cabbage. I could have used 5 hands. There were beans and lentils, melons and olives, and I was working on my special dessert, sweet dried figs boiled in a grape jam. The table wasn't set, no flowers arranged, no cloth plates, and still no help from Mary. Mary, where are you? I need your... That's when I heard her voice. I was stunned. She was in the courtyard with the men. Unthinkable. This just wasn't done. I took a quick, sneaky peek out the window, and if you can imagine, there was my sister sitting on the ground next to the Lord. Sitting. Women didn't sit in the presence of men. We 2 sisters didn't even sit in the same room at the same time as our own brother. Here were all those men standing, crowding around Jesus, and my sister had the nerve to sit at his feet. On top of all my kitchen frustration, you can't imagine how embarrassed I was by her. What must Jesus be thinking? But my embarrassment was about to double, or triple, or grow 100 times over. Mary, what in the world are you doing out there? I need your help now! She didn't move. She didn't even look my way. Tell her, Jesus. Tell her she's wrong. Tell her to get in here and help me. There are so many guests, so much to do, and her place is in here, helping. I thought the master would just wave her away, and I was so ready to give her a piece of my mind as soon as the kitchen door was closed. But it didn't turn out that way. Instead of Mary getting up, it was Jesus who pushed himself to his feet. Excusing himself, he walked towards me. I started to speak. In horror, I thought I'd made such a stink that he, our Lord Master, was coming in to help me in the kitchen. I started to tell him it wasn't necessary, but he held up his hand, hushing my words, standing very close, speaking very softly, not to shame me. He said, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." Naturally, I turned beet red. I must have sounded like a nagging shrew. But Jesus smiled, and then, gently tugging my hand, he took me from the kitchen door across the courtyard, nodding at the space next to Mary, signaling to me to join the group. Then he sat down and picked up the thread of his thoughts. I've thought about that moment over the years. Life is full of choices, big ones, little ones. Which is more important, feeding the spirit or feeding my stomach? My sister Mary had made the better choice. Jesus told me how very wrong I was, but did it so very gently. It's come back to me again and again. One needful thing. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Plus, the whole episode gave me a chance to look at myself, my choices, my motives. Was I really seeing to the comfort of my guests, or was I trying to impress them? Truth be told, I love the post-dinner compliments. Such a menu, how delicious. Such a table, so elegant. I wanted my sister's help because I was afraid. Afraid I couldn't pull it off without her. Afraid I would look bad. Only one thing is needful. Now, I grant you, a little work is necessary, and advanced planning helps. But after all these years, I don't remember what we ended up having for dinner. We ate, of course, but what? No idea. Yet those life lessons, those words, those I remember. Take time for the important stuff. Take time for Jesus. And you will have enough time for the other stuff too. Thank you for listening.
Jesus and his disciples traveled on their way. They came to a village one day. There a woman named Martha and her sister Mary welcomed them and asked them to stay. Well, Mary sat down at the feet of our Lord to listen to the words that he had. And Martha, in the kitchen, saw her task of serving food, turned to Jesus, and this is what she said. "Tell her to help me, Lord Jesus. Get busy and work around this place. There are things to be done, she's got errands to run, so we can have a livable space. Would you tell her to help me, Lord Jesus? She's a sitting and listening to you. And I'm doing this alone, now there goes the phone. It's more than I'm able to do." Well, Jesus, as always in his kind and gentle manner, said, "Martha, please slow down your pace. Your serving is good and needful and fine, but it's just like you're caught in a race." Now Mary has chosen a different route to go. That's why she sits in this place. What she has chosen is the right way for all, because it's simply trusting God's grace. So please now help us, Lord Jesus. Place all our trust in you. That in spite of sin's rift, the kingdom's your gift of grace, not for something we do.
The light shines in the darkness,
And the darkness has not overcome it.
An angel went from God
peace between nations, for peace between peoples. For us who are gathered to worship and praise you. For all of your servants who live out your gospel. For all those who govern, that justice might guide them. For all those who labor in service to others. Grant weather that nourishes all of creation. And weather that nourishes all of creation. Keep watch on our loved ones and keep us from danger. For all the beloved who rest in your mercy. Help us, comfort us all of our days. Keep us whole as gracious God. Great and merciful God, source and ground of all goodness and life, give to your people the peace that passes all understanding, and the will to live your gospel of mercy and justice, through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen.
God, remember us in your love and teach us to pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Save us from the time of trial, and deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever.